Welcome back to the second part of the news app tutorial. In this video, we will be implementing a search bar with search functionality in the news app. Just a quick recap, in the last tutorial, we have created a simple news app layout. If you are new to Flutter or looking to start from scratch, make sure you check out to the previous tutorial before you continue. So there are many ways to create a search bar in Flutter. You can code a search bar from scratch or even use packages from pub.dev. In this tutorial, I will be using show search function to create our search bar. The show search function handles the search bar layout, search animation, and search result completely by a search delegate. Therefore, with this show search function, we just need to create our own search delegate. So firstly, I will create a new file called custom search delegate.dat. This file mainly handles our search delegate. Now create a custom search delegate class that extends search delegate. By using extend keyword, we can override the methods in search delegate class to customize our own search bar functionality. In the description of the search delegate abstract class, it says that the search page always shown an app bar at the top where users can enter their queries, while you can also customize the button via the functions provided. Now, whenever we extend an abstract class in Flutter, we have to provide concrete implementation for each and every methods of the abstract class, something like interface in other languages. So we have to create the 4 missing overrides. Before we modify those methods, firstly, I have to add 2 variables which are a post and a local result. Both of them are a list of news. The final variable will be added to the constructor to receive a list of news while the object being created through constructor. The local result variable is not set to final because it's used to keep track and update the search result. Next comes to the methods. We will start one by one from the top, starting from build action. Build action is a method that builds the widget on the top right of the search bar, which I will use to create a clear button. This function requires us to return a list of widgets, so I will return a list with an icon button widget that shows a cross icon. Now, the function of this button is that if the user input is empty, it will execute the close method to close the search bar. Else, if user input is not empty, it will clear the search bar. Now we have completed the build action method. Next goes to build leading method. Build leading method is about the same as build action method, it's just that build leading builds the widget on top left. So in this method, I will return an arrow back icon button and when the button is clicked, it will just close the search bar. That's it for build leading method. Next goes to build result method. This method is responsible for showing the search result. So firstly, I will check if the local result variable is empty. It will just return a simple text widget saying no result. Else, if there are results, it will return the post list widget. Post list widget is the layout that we have built in the previous tutorial video. This widget takes a list of news argument. So here we have to pass in the local result variable to be built and displayed. So that's it for build result method. The last method comes to build suggestion. This method is responsible for the search functionality. So firstly, we have to apply a simple filter function to the final list of news variable using where method. We first define the variables that we want to search on, like I will retrieve the title and body of the news object and also the user input. Three of the variables will be converted to lowercase for more accurate matching using toLowerCase method. For user input, we can access it through query. Lastly, we check if either title or body contains user input, which is considered matched, then return that news object and store it in the local result variable. Else, if none of them matches, just do nothing and skip to the next object. Now, after this where method completed filtering, we can now check if the local result is empty. It will return a text widget with no result title. Else, if it's not empty, it will return the post list widget with the local result data. That's it for build suggestion method. As of now, we have completed our custom search delegate implementation. Coming back to main.dart file, in the app bar widget actions parameter, I will create a search icon button and when this search icon button is clicked, it will execute the show search function. This show search function will show a full screen search page and returns the search result. Below the description, you can see that the appearance is determined by the provided delegate. So we just have to pass in the custom delegate class that we have created. Custom delegate class requires a post argument. Here is where we pass in the post data that we have created in previous video. As of now, we have completed everything. Let's try it out in the emulator. So now you can see a search icon on the top right. And when I click on the search icon, you can see that an app bar appears with an arrow back button icon on top left, a user input in middle, and a close icon on top right. So if you look back to our custom search delegate class, build action is the method created the close icon, and when I click on it, the search bar closes because the user input field is empty. Now the back arrow is created by the build leading method, and when I click on the back button, it will just close the search bar. Next, when I enter some characters in the input field, You can see that the search result is reflected responsively below. This is handled by the build suggestion method. Every time you enter a character, it will execute the filter method and rebuild the list with match result. So if I continue adding characters which ends up no result found, it will display the no result text widget. Now if I click on the close button while there are user inputs, the build action method will clear the user input and reset the list rather than closing the search bar. Conclusion: this is how you create a search bar with search functionality in the News app. If you have any question, feel free to comment below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next tutorial.